Adrien Fisher is a guitarist and former rock star who lives on the island of Koh Samui. He gave up his rock and roll lifestyle to live a simple life when he split from top 80s pop group Sparks with the brothers Ron and Russell Mael. After becoming disillusioned with the music industry, Adrien decided to look for something else.
I was getting so depressed I had to go somewhere. I just kind of literally sort of like, Thailand, I haven't been there before, and that's long. 3 days turned into about 3 weeks or a month. I eventually made it here, and I've been here ever since, I guess. 6, 7 years ago, 6.5 years. But I see something that surprises me every day, especially in Samui, where tourism is actually fairly new, but they're catching on real fast. Supermarkets, internet, cafes, and it's all very strange. I mean, I've been here 6 years. You can imagine how strange it is for guys that I know have been here for 12, 15 years. I mean, there wasn't a road here, it was the track, and there was like just a few bars, and that was it. I mean, every time I blink, there's a new bar here. I mean, if in doubt, they stick up a new bar and knock another one down. I hate girly bars and rest of that. Hello, welcome, come inside, handsome man. Sure, I hate all that. It's one thing I don't like, seeing like a 65, 7-year-old man walking down the street with a 18-year-old girl and stuff. It's just kind of, it's not right somewhere.
Rock and roll excess. I was lucky, been there, done most of it. Survived it. I mean, it wasn't so long ago I had a severe alcohol problem here. And it's easy done here, it's cheap. You just don't realise you're doing it. But you've got good friends saying, hey you're losing the plot. You can play guitar when you're pissed, you can play guitar when you're sober. But I know I'm not that much of a dummy. I know I play much better when I'm sober. Don't drink any heavy stuff, a couple of beers. I don't mind losing anything, but I don't want to lose my dignity. And walking like that home at night and falling in puddles and stuff, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm too old to go rolling around in the dirt. One of the main ties I have in Thailand, no pun intended, is my girlfriend. The same age as me. I don't hang out with young girls and stuff. She's done so much for me. She's taken care of me. I hate to admit it, she supports me sometimes. It should be the other way around. It's very unusual to find a Thai lady with that attitude, who's that devoted. Well, basically has faith in your ability. Without her judge of character and guidance and knowledge, I couldn't survive here on my own. No way. Riches to rags, but surviving. It's only rock and roll, but I'm getting the hang of it.
46-year-old Elsa suffers from chronic arthritis. While she lives alone in Sheffield, her unlikely lover is 4,000 miles away in an American prison.
I found Jesse on the prisoner.com. I've been writing to him for about 2 years now. He's in prison for armed bank robbery. No one got hurt, but he got a very long sentence. His latest release date is the year 2029, which is one heck of a long time.
Despite the odds being stacked against them, Elsa is determined to be with a man, even though they've never met.
If he has to stay in jail for his full sentence, he's going to be 60, I'll be 70. We might not even be alive, but if we are, we will be together. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Because I will marry him.
Elsa is hoping to get up close and personal with Jesse later this year. But until then, the couple continue to do things the old-fashioned way, corresponding mainly by love letter.
He says he misses his sunshine and his possible wife-to-be. He's looking forward to me visiting him, which I'm hoping will be about October time. The best thing about Jesse, I think, is the fact that he loves me. For me, he's perfect, and I'm happy with that. and I wouldn't change anything about him for any reason whatsoever. Jesse is different from any other partner that I've been with. He'd never cheat on me. He's not like that. Whereas other partners have beaten me up, they've cheated on me, and they've done all sorts of tricks, but I know Jesse couldn't be like that, so he's different. He's different to anybody I've been out with before. I only use one hand.
But Jessie isn't the only prisoner that Elsa writes to. For over 10 years, she has corresponded with prisoners across North America.
Now, Jesse knows I write to other people. I shouldn't laugh, but I can't help it. He knows that I write to other people. He doesn't know how many, because he would have a problem with that. But at the moment, I'm writing to about 140, maybe a few more. Some are on death row, and whether they're in prison or on the outside, we all deserve friendship and caring.
But while 140 prisoners receive Elsa's friendship and caring, only one has her heart.
Yeah, I write to Jesse every week. He's my baby. I love him.
Until Jessie and Elsa meet face to face for the first time later this year, there's only one thing that beats the love letter. Once a month, Elsa is able to speak to Jessie on the phone, and tonight is one of those special nights.
Jessie, come on. Come on. Just before Jessie phones, I get nervous and I sit and I look at the clock and I keep thinking to myself, come on Jessie, phone. Phone, ring. And I just get excited. And then when the phone rings, I just want to grab it quick. Hello?
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 Hey,
Hey, baby.
how are you?
I'm great now you're on the phone.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm coming to see you about October, you know. Earlier than what I'd originally planned.
Gee, that's even better.
You know, if we got married while you were in the prison,
Yes.
wouldn't you have to get permission off them?
Yes. Might be able to do it in coming October.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking about.
We better get a honeymoon.
Oh, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah. And I don't suppose they'll allow that, will they?
It's too much like right.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, the other thing I was going to have you heard anything about what happened in court yet?
Actually, yeah. Our nan will be out in 2012.
It'll be 2012. Well, it's a lot better than it was.
You got that right.
I mean, what was it before? 2029? I bet you're happy.
Yes.
Yes. And me?
Yeah.
Oh, baby, I'm happy. I am. No doubt about it. And then I can show you how much I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gone. Cut me off. Now I've lost my shoe. They might have his body locked up, but they haven't got his mind and spirit. That's free. And that's with me. Yeah, it's very hard, but it's worth waiting for, and it's worth persevering for. And that's what I'm going to do.
One way a British man can ensure he'll be a huge hit with Japanese girls is to join a rock band. In spite of the facade of this high-tech wonderland, some Japanese tastes are traditional. And when it comes to music, long-haired British rockers Thunder only have to stroke their fretboards to ignite the passion of Japanese girls.
I love thunder.
I love thunder.
After playing regularly in Japan for the last 10 years, this is the band's last ever gig here. The boys of Thunder have always been popular in Japan, but nothing could have prepared them for the intensity of love and passion demonstrated by girls half their age.
They really are unlike any other fans anywhere else in the world.
They're just so intense and devoted. They care very, very much.
It's bordering on obsessive. Their kind of appetite for detail about the individual members, and down to like what colour socks we wear and what toothpaste we use, is quite magnificent. I mean, there's nowhere else in the world that's quite like it. You know, a lot of them have been compasses regularly now for 10 years. I mean, not just here, they travel in sort of teams to England, and in fact we had some girls on the last British tour that did the whole tour, which was quite, you know, beyond dedication, in the realms of somewhere else, really.
They check into the same hotels as us. They know exactly where we're going to be going any time of the day. I don't know how they know, but they always do. It's like worship.
I don't think our audience is particularly sexually orientated, let's put it that way.
It's devotion, as opposed to, yeah, I think you're a great band and I quite fancy getting in your pants, which is what you get in some places, you know, or in most places, hopefully, if you're lucky.
Pilot of my dreams. On the intro, we recorded it once and released it, a live version. And for reasons best known to himself, or might have been to do with the fact we were watching a lot of the Far Show at the time, in the intro there's a gap, there's a pause, upon which Danny shouts, arse. Now, when this got released over here, all the Japanese picked this up, and they do it every night. Arse! It's very, very funny, 1,000 Japanese screaming arse.
After every show, we do a meet and greet, where basically we go out and sign autographs, pose for photographs. In Japan, we accept usually enormous amounts of presents.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Because it's the last one, there's been a kind of build-up of kind of emotional tension.
Blow your nose. I'm on tissue duty. I'm on tissue.
We've seen a few tears shed by a few of the fans, but I think tonight, the emotional plug's definitely going to be pulled out, and there might be a bit of an outpouring.
They've been holding it together. And the last night we'll all cry, because we can all be miserable together. Floods and floods of tears.
I love Sanda.
They are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful fans, and we're going to be sad to see them go.
I love Sanders forever.
DJ Dave Lee is limbering up for a long weekend playing in Estonia and Finland, where the emergent club scenes have until now been kept secret. His first stop's a club at the cutting edge of cool in Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. He may be there to DJ, but his motivation is love.
It is so easy to kind of pull when you're in the situation that we're in, and we do kind of get girls throwing themselves at us. DJs these days are kind of looked upon as pop stars, I'd say, and so you do get, there's definitely a DJ groupie element within there. So from that point of view, it's very easy to pull, but then you've got to look at the class of girl you're going to pull being in that situation.
And Dave knows exactly what type of girl he's looking for.
I usually go for like tall brunettes. My last girlfriend was an underwear model, so that kind of scenario. Good looking, no mooses. Just become single, and it's going to be quite an interesting period in my life. 25 years old, young bachelor, most definitely very eligible.
The promoter has booked Dave along with a number of other foreign DJs.
The promoter guarantees that we will definitely have a couple of girls each over the weekend without fail. I'm not really too sure what these Estonian girls are going to be like, but he has told us they're all like supermodels, so we live in hope.
After a 3-hour flight, Dave is met in Tallinn by the promoter and is taken straight to his hotel.
It's 6 o'clock, we've just arrived at the hotel. The gig starts at 9, so as you can see, it's time to unpack my stuff and have a shower and get my head down for a few hours. See you later.
Since gaining independence from Russia in 1991, Estonia's quickly developed into a cosmopolitan city. It's south of Finland and has a population of just 1.5 million, with almost 500,000 living in Tallinn. As darkness falls, Dave limbers up for the night ahead.
I'm looking forward to it. There's pretty much going to be a sellout, 2,000 people.
As Dave arrives at the club, the night is well underway.
now 12 o'clock. Estonia vibe, as you can probably see, it's absolutely mental in there. It's an old disused warehouse, all the machinery still inside. It's really, really surreal. It's the most bizarre club I've ever been to in my life. Thousands of Estonian girls, everyone's really made an effort, everyone's really up for it, it's going to be a great night. There's loads of birds in there that have caught my eye, but just got here, so finding our feet, having a sniff around, seeing what's going on. Later in the night, I'm sure there'll be some action. There's no such thing as a tactic. I just sit back and be myself. I just sit back and see what happens, see if anyone turns up. You could say I'm waiting for someone to come to me. The Estonians have definitely got a certain female attraction. It's always good to sample the local cuisine, as it were.
And there seems to be so much on the menu, he doesn't know what to have.
When you're first out and about DJing, you do get all these groupies. The first 6 months or so, you think, wicked. You get your little groupies lurking around the DJ box, waving their handbags at you. Literally, they'll just come and throw themselves at you. It's as bad as that.
After being so sure of his ability to sample the local cuisine, it seems like the kitchen is closed, and Dave has been a victim of overconfident DJ syndrome.
Really, really tired. We've been going for 24 hours now. It's been a really long day of travelling, so I must admit I'm ready for bed.
With Dave tucked up in bed and passion a distant dream, his potential soulmates party on until the early hours. Another British DJ who did manage to overcome his tiredness and find love in Estonia is 43-year-old Chris Long.
I first came to Estonia in July 1996 and came to DJ here. I stayed a couple of extra days and met some club people who offered me a regular monthly spot in a once hip happening club called Hollywood. What made me stay in Estonia was the fact I met my future wife. Fell in love, liked the atmosphere, the relaxing atmosphere of Tallinn Old Town. And I liked the people too, who appreciated the music that I was playing. And it was a more open club scene than London, so I enjoyed that very much. I met my wife almost immediately. She was part of the sort of in-crowd who were coming to parties. So I took my opportunity and I've been the happiest man ever since.
Chris's wife, Anu, believes she knows why more and more Estonian girls are marrying Western men.
I think the Western men are very kind of nice and caring, you know, like they do, happily they do housework and somehow they...
We've been broken in by, by the hard women.
Chris runs a club that earns him a living, but the country has its other attractions.
The difference between Estonian and Russian girls and British girls, immediate difference. If you appear here suddenly in a club or in a bar, you'll think you're in heaven, you know. Some people say Iceland have got the most beautiful women, but I think actually you'll find them in Estonia. With the new club that I'm going to be working on, I can see myself staying here permanently.
With a thriving club scene and thriving relationship, Chris feels he made the right decision to settle here.
Start a family, have a kid or two very soon. They need Estonian babies, so English men, come over and sow your seeds.
But Dave Lee has left Estonia without sowing his seed and has moved on to play another gig, this time in Helsinki in Finland.
New night, new country. It's absolutely going bananas in there. I'm just about to go on the deck, so looking forward to this. It should be an excellent night. As you can see on the girl front, loads of quality young girls, shall we say, but jump on the decks, see how the party goes.
After another night on the decks, love once more evades Dave.
Bedtime. Ready.
morning, Dave is ready to fly back to the UK and is feeling philosophical after yet another night alone.
On the female front, I wouldn't really say I was out and about looking. It's definitely there if you want to go out and look for it and kind of sniff around and take the lower end of the market, as it were. There's definitely that element there, but I must admit I wasn't particularly fussed about kind of going out and chasing around after a bit of skirt, as it were.
So Dave heads for home, still single after just window shopping for love. Japan, land of pay-per-hour love hotels and a place where used girls' panties can be bought from vending machines. Behind the front of traditional family life, attitudes to sex are different here. It's a place where everything Western is synonymous with cool, and that includes the men. Pale-faced Brits who have come here for work are finding there's an additional perk: their popularity with Japanese women.
I am an English teacher.
That's why Matt Reynolds is here.
You are Japanese students.
We are Japanese students.
Good.
Matt's been working in a small town 40 miles north of Osaka for 2 years. In this land, more than the sun has risen for this 27-year-old from Harpenden.
You look really interesting to them because you're taller than the average Japanese guy and you've got blue eyes and blonde hair. And you think, oh, look at that foreigner. That's so cool. And you can often hear the girls, once you pass them, go, which means, oh, isn't he cool? And I don't think you get that in many jobs.
Despite the huge cultural differences, Matt's convinced he'll find long-lasting love with a Japanese girl. Having just split up with his last girlfriend, he's on the hunt again.
I feel when you're in Japan, you're like a kid with like £100 note in a sweet shop. If you see a different girl every night for 7 nights, back in England, you'd have to be, I don't know, rich or a lot better looking than me. But out here, it's conceivable.
Tonight, he's planning to try his luck with Yuko, a student from his adult evening class.
This will be the first time I've ever actually managed to sit down and have a meal with her, just the two of us. So we'll see. She was quite enthusiastic about it on the phone. These are all good signs, you know, you pick up on stuff before you go out.
Matt starts out full of confidence, but to his amazement, she's a bit more choosy than he'd hoped. Blonde hair and blue eyes alone are not enough to win her over tonight.
I said to her, what kind of guy do you like? And I was expecting her to say, you know, fun, up for it, you know, somebody that I can have a lot of fun with. And she turns around and said, ambitious, somebody that's going places. And I was like, maybe that's not me. Pedal. If I were to summarise the last couple of hours, uphill. But, you know, you reach the top eventually and then after that it's downhill. So, dinner on Tuesday.
The next morning, as he takes in the sights of Osaka, Matt's philosophical about his lack of instant success with Yuko.
The international reputation of the Japanese girl is that first date, you'll get absolutely nowhere. You'll struggle for a kiss, and second date, you can basically do what the hell you want. Though this is perhaps unfair, I have experiences which are pretty much true to that form.
What do I think of Englishmen? Oh, Englishmen, they're gentlemen when they're with you. They always open the door for ladies. If a Japanese boy did that for you, you'd think, what's your game, matey?
I'm going out with English girls for 10 years in England. I can't remember a single time at which they get up after having sex and start doing the washing.
When I get married, I want it to be an Englishman. I know they'll protect me.
Matt retires to the local Irish bar. Western men swap stories of the local girls, but expat women like Suzanne Crowley have a different story to tell about the local men.
The guys are just scared of foreign girls. It's like we're too exciting or dramatic or crazy.
English women are very pretty, but to be honest, they all look the same to me.
I would say it is, yeah, a guy's dream come true. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're skinny, ugly, or whatever. I mean, if you're not having a high success rate at home, come to Japan. You will be a god. Girls, go to Greece, go to Spain, go to Italy. Just don't come here.
Tonight, Matt's going on the hunt for a Japanese girl with 2 American friends. He claims to be looking for more than a one-night stand. But then what?
I'd like to get married here. I'd like to stay here. But it's very difficult to make it in Japan as a Westerner, because even if you do join the corporations and speak perfect Japanese, there is a glass ceiling and you're not going to make it to senior management. And the alternative is being a cheesy English teacher, and I'm not going to stand in front of a blackboard for the rest of my life. I couldn't stand it.
Saturday night is party night in Osaka. More than 1 million people pour into the city to pose and pout, to see and to be seen. And tonight, Matt's keen to make the most of his rarity value as a Westerner. And
action! We're just outside Origin Bar in Namba, Osaka, and this is a place where white people go to pull some fine Japanese ladies, and we quite fancy our chances right now, because we're 3 of the most handsome white men in Osaka. So we're going to go in there, and within minutes we'll be out with 3 fine Japanese ladies. Watch and learn.
Matt's found 3 women to home in on. His theory on Japanese girls is looking shaky, and these 3 seem to have rumbled him.
Foreigners think Japanese girls are easy, so you hate them. I can understand that. That's terrible. Let's try and be friends.
Friendship wasn't quite what they had in mind, so the boys hit the streets hoping for better luck elsewhere.
You definitely want to rotate your routine. I mean, you find yourself in the same place all the time, you're not going to pull any chicks. I mean, they're like, yeah, that dude was here last week, and I saw him slime bagging, so-and-so and so-and-so.
This is one of my former students. These guys get commission for bringing girls into bars around here.
The boys like to think they're doing their bit for East-West relations.
That one on the end. One with the short skirt.
They love it. It's a good time, I mean, they're having fun, we're having fun. There's never any worries. Hello. It's fun. It's fun to meet them. It's fun for them to meet you. Nice to meet you. Very good. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Whilst Matt relies on his Western appeal to pick up girls, the Japanese boys have their own methods.
These guys pay a fortune to customise their cars to make it look really fucking cool. And cool in terms of what 18-year-old, 19-year-old girls find cool. And they'll rig it up so it either jumps up or it's got ridiculous pins on the back of the damn thing, or they'll stick some real whopping 200-watt amps in the back of the car, and they'll cruise around these streets for fucking hours on end, waiting for some girl to look and say, oh my god, that's so cool, and get in the car. And that's it. The guys have invested the right money in the right place, and good luck to them.
It's 4 a.m, and despite all the talk, the 3 friends are still single, so they decide to go to the less than oriental club, Sam and Dave's.
It's full of university students, daigakuse, and they often hang out there to meet Western guys. And I've got to say, in realistic terms, it's hopeful.
In spite of Matt's optimism, love evades all of the three friends. Perhaps there are more cultural differences to overcome than they think.
The possibilities in Japan, once you've taken the time to learn Japanese and learn a few things about Japanese etiquette, are almost limitless. I love my life in Japan. I don't want to go home. Japanese girls, they're not the same as English girls. I love Japan. I love this kind of stuff. I love the attention I get, and I love the life I lead. So, come on, Japan.
Marcela gave up a great job and husband in the Czech Republic to be with her unlikely lover, disabled actor Nabil.
I've come across it so many times, but people assume that I can't fuck. I get people coming up to me wondering if I've got a penis and do I know how to use it.
That's true.
What? Oh,
they wonder, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even...
I'm surprised that they may ask questions like this, but it really happens.
Yeah.
I would say people most often think that I'm a kind of carer. I'm just someone pushing the chair and not really having anything with Nabil. So they usually either communicate with me because they think I'm the one responsible for him, or they communicate with him and just completely ignore me. So they rarely, people in the street or random people rarely take us as a couple.
But they're equally surprised when they see me driving.
But Nabil has no problem with his drive, car or otherwise.
I think we've got a great sex life. Well, luckily I didn't have any kind of prejudice regarding sexual life of disabled people. I had quite normal approach like to any other man, so I don't perceive Nabil as disabled or whatever because I know what he is able to do. I got used to him being in a wheelchair and small, and I can't say it has got any kind of impact. I can't see anything strange about him. He just appears completely normal to me.
The whirlwind romance began over the internet, and after 17 months of emails, the couple rendezvoused in Prague. 10 months later, and after only 2 meetings, Marcela and Nabil were living together in the UK.
The thought that Marcela has had to give up so much to be with me, a great job, well-paid job, she gave up her husband. So I obviously feel a great responsibility for Marcela having to completely change her life just for me. Really gone down in the world coming over here.
Oh yeah, definitely, because I've got no job here. And I thought it must be easy for me to find something here, and actually it isn't. So that was quite surprising and not very pleasant experience. It has been difficult, so I finally went down thinking, okay, so I just take anything.
And after a year of looking for work, Marcela's luck may be on the up.
Oh, very nervous for her. Yeah.
Are you?
Of course. Yeah.
No, you shouldn't.
Why not? I want you to get the job.
So, there we are. I'm getting really nervous. Whoa.
It'll be alright. You'll wow them.
Alright, I go.
Nope.
First finger.
Nope. Not going.
I'm not going.
No.
Come on, I'll be late.
I'm nervous for her, yes. I'm also concerned that she doesn't experience too many rejections and become too despondent and believing that because she's from the Czech Republic, she hasn't got a hope of getting any work over here. I find it quite astonishing, really, that she gave up everything. This was only the second meeting that we'd had. And she said, I think I will come and live with you in May next year. I said, oh, really? Yes. Marcela was the first woman that I'd ever lived with. If Marcela decided that it was just impossible and she's not going to be able to get work in Britain, and she feels that she would be better off going back to the Czech Republic, and I've told her this, I'll go with her. because it's only fair that she tried it, she attempted to live here, and if it becomes impossible for her, then I'll go to wherever she chooses to go.
And if Marcela doesn't get this job, they may have to.
That's it.
How was it?
They will let me know by the end of the week. How was it? It was all right.
What about the fact that you're Czech?
Oh, they've got a project in Czech Republic. They worked on something.
Did they think that you'd be really useful because of your obvious Czech background?
Well, maybe.
Well done.
Things look promising, but Nabil and Marcela have worked well together since their first meeting almost 2 years ago in Prague.
So we met at the Prague airport, took a taxi, got to the hotel, and finally Nabil says, "May I kiss you?"
And what blew my mind was when I started to kiss you passionately, you kissed me back passionately.
Probably.
And then you started to tell me you loved me.
And you told me?
Yeah, and then you told me you wanted to have a child from me.
Well, you first asked me to spend a night with you, didn't you?
Yeah. I said, is there any chance that we might be able to sleep together at some point in this week? And you said...
Well, I probably agreed.
You said yes.
I did agree,
yes.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh, when? And Marcela decided tonight. There was no self-consciousness about Marcela and the way she was feeling towards me. So, for example, we're going around on a horse and carriage through Prague, going through the romantic old city. I couldn't see quite properly over the edge, and it seemed an obvious thing to do was for me to sit on Marcela's lap. And, the looks and stares that we got from people walking up and down the street as we went by, and we waved to them like we were king and queen of Prague. It would have looked pretty bizarre to them, I think. And if we'd been snogging, then they would have really we probably would have been deported or something.
But even to Nabil's friends, the relationship can seem a little bizarre.
Well, prior to meeting Marcela, the first thing you said was, I really want to fall in love. Okay. More than anything, I want to fall in love. And then he told me about this story, and didn't believe him. I mean, yeah, very far-fetched, but she's here.
It seemed like
she's
an
amazing.
unlikely tale.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the first. There's an awful load of unlikely tales that come out of his career.
Yeah. So
Spend a lot of
it's
time
lovely.
wondering what's going on.
I felt like it must have been really difficult for you. I mean, to come here, leave your what you know behind, come to a new country, a new relationship. But she's lovely, isn't she?
But lovely Marcela's future in the UK is yet to be decided. Marcela gave up everything to be with Nabil, but it seems if you have love, nothing's a sacrifice.
I don't regret coming here. Well, basically, I don't regret meeting Nabil and being with Nabil. I don't care where it is, if it is here or wherever. So now I'm trying my chances here. And maybe if I don't succeed and really feel desperate, we can move somewhere else and try.
After a year of trying to find a job in the UK, Marcela's luck may be changing.
Oh, yes, I see. That would be very nice of you if you could keep me on your files. Yes, thank you. Well, it is frustrating not get a job. Oh, I would be grateful, but somehow I expected it. Thank you, bye-bye. Well, I will see, we still are trying. If the situation is really bad, then we still can try this opportunity to go back and check, and I'm pretty sure I would find something in Czech, so that shouldn't be that big problem. So I will still try a bit longer, not to give up just after a year. What would I like to see in my future? Certainly kids, because I'm 38, so it's high time to start kids, I think. So I would say that's probably my priority. And of course we need some money to live, so we need to earn some money, so getting a job. Yeah, but I enjoy living with Nabil, it's nice.
Managing to make a living in Thailand from the tourist industry is former Birmingham ballet dancer Anthony Griffiths, who came to the island of Koh Tao and started a new life as a diving instructor.
You can make any sentence that you want. It's to remember the order of how you check the gear. The best one in at the moment is bring weed, rizzlers and fags. That's the one we like. Yeah. Well, big women really are fun. Big willies relieve anal frustration. Came to Koh Tao originally for 1 week. This is about 6 years ago, and we came for 1 week to do a dive course, and that first time ended up staying here for 6 months. Ever since, I've been coming back every year for like 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. I've been here now 14, 15 months. I'd been a dancer in London, that's how I started life out at 16. Very lucky, got plucked from obscurity, went to an audition in London very young, and got my chance. And there I was, 16, 17, in London, dancing. For 10 years I did this. Then after this, I just felt a need to find a new direction, that sort of thing that gives you the little spring in your heel. It's difficult to describe the feeling you get from diving. I started 5, 6 years ago now, and the minute I took my first breath underwater, I wanted to be an instructor just straight away. I immediately found something new. As soon as I put my face in the water, I just felt completely at home there. For 10 years I've been striving as a dancer to break free of gravity, which is what dancing's all about. It's being able to defy gravity and make it look easy. I'll do some jetés or pirouettes or put my legs in second position, and you can just hold the position because the water's carrying all of your body weight. You feel at one with the environment you're in. You feel close to it, and then when you see something awesome like 2,000-3,000 meter drops, like a vertical wall straight down to the abyssal plain, coming through really awesome passages, drifting with like rays the size of just huge, like 5-meter wingspan, just flying through the air. It's like going to the zoo and getting in the cage with the animal. You can't describe it, you can't put it into words what that feels like. So for me, diving is life, I suppose.
Nice. Perfect.
Everyone you meet every day is happy, they're on holiday, they're spending money here, you know, they want it to, so you're not dealing with miserable people for a start, which we all know, guys, 9 to 5, 5 days a week in London, just to pay to live in that system and that society.
I'm just doing fine. And all you boys at home in that crappy job, sorry guys, do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Monday morning. Ooh.
That's where I live, that's CFT. They live next door, there's a German guy and his girlfriend. They make a lot of noise when they shag. And you don't. We make more. We make a lot more noise.
My girlfriend and I met now about 3 months ago. Her name's Mo, she's 25.
Hello, England.
Mom, this is Mo. We're coming back in October, November. We'll see you then.
Now I'm really starting to think about children and stuff now because I'm 33. It's unbelievable, isn't it? I know, 33, I am. I want to get married. That's what I really want to do, and have kids. And I think I found the right one. You have to meet the right person. I truly believe that. And I believe I've been fortunate enough to meet the right person for me. And hopefully I'm good enough for her and she'll say yes one day. Life's looking good. I've been lucky. I got dealt a few good cards, but I believe you make your own luck in this world.
So it looks like it's going to be a little longer before Anthony returns to Birmingham.
Theresa is 39 and her husband is 8 years younger. Although 31-year-old Sebastian can be officially termed her toy boy, it's not the age gap that makes this couple unlikely. 7 years ago, Theresa and Sebastian had a holiday fling that simply wouldn't be flown.
Would you like coffee then? Relaxing, having my coffee. Just
It wasn't my idea to have a holiday, it was a friend of mine. We had a really busy summer, working really, really hard, and we both agreed we needed to have a break. So she said, OK, I'll go to this travel agent and I will go and book something. Basically, I said to her, as long as it's got a sandy beach, I don't really care.
And Theresa and her friend Sarah came to a village on the coast of Corfu and stayed in a small hotel with a big attraction.
First time that I saw Sebastian was when I was walking through the restaurant and he was behind the bar, and I just remember him saying, "Hello girls," as he does. I just thought, oh, he's quite cute.
Just thought, you know, I fancy her, so I had to find a way to talk to her, and I tried everything and she wouldn't respond very much.
Because I quite liked him, I was too shy to show it. I can be extrovert, but equally if I like somebody, I don't really know how to deal with it.
So I had to play some sort of innuendo to get into talking to her.
And it took 2 weeks of flirting and innuendo for Sebastian to get Theresa on her own.
About 3 o'clock in the morning, after like 2 litres of wine, we were on our own. And we kind of had a chat and everything. And we had our first little kiss. After that, we spent time with each other the next day, and then the following day I flew home. So it was a very brief encounter.
All of a sudden, this person goes, so you're left with all the sensation, all the feelings, all the heartbeat, full up, and then nothing.
Theresa went back to Blighty, but found it hard to get back into the old routine.
The job was taking so much of my time and energy, I didn't really have much opportunity to go and meet people. And if I did, it was really out late, drinking, getting drunk, getting up the next morning feeling absolutely rotten, smoking far too much, doing all the things you shouldn't do. And I was kind of living a bit of a Bridget Jonesy kind of life, to be quite honest.
But Bridget Jones was about to do a Shirley Valentine. Theresa gave up everything for her holiday fling. She went back to Corfu, tested the water, realised it was love, and the move became permanent.
Most of my friends and family, when they realised that it was a bit more than a holiday romance and it was serious, I don't think they really believed I'd ever have the guts to do what I did. I don't think even I believed it until I got on the plane, to be quite honest.
But once on the plane, there were new challenges waiting ahead.
I don't think many mothers would want their daughters to leave, but she never really said that to me. She just was more worried that I would be happy and I would be able to adjust to the life here. And, you know, she's heard about, you know, all kinds of scare stories about, you know, Greek mother-in-laws and things not working out.
In 1998, Theresa was 33 and she had a holiday romance in Corfu with Sebastian, a 25-year-old waiter. 7 years on, she's still there.
He really is my toy boy. When I met him, he was 25 and I was 33. So there's 8 years or so difference between us.
The thought of my friends and family about being with Theresa was not a very good-looking one. They all had an issue about the age gap, but, you know, who cares about time, really? I was there with a person who I really liked, and I couldn't give a damn whether, you know, anybody said anything about Theresa.
The couple married in a traditional Corfu ceremony in 2003. But when you marry a Greek, you're not just marrying the man, you're marrying the mother-in-law.
My mum had a big issue about it. She would prefer, I think, to have a Greek girl, which is respectable.
She must understand that she's in Greece. She's not anymore in England. She must speak Greek, so she can speak with all of us. But if she doesn't know, it's very difficult for her. And it's not very nice all the time to ask what they say. And tomorrow, if she has children, she must bring the children in our school, in our church, in our parties, in everything. When they are in England, they do that in England. When they are here, they will do exactly what we do it here.
I think one of the things that we had to deal with, or I had to deal with when I came here, was how to balance my relationship with his mum. Actually, I think that she's been brilliant because, You know, it is hard suddenly to have the whole attention of your son and then to have to share him. It is quite tricky, but I think we've got there. I think we are actually a united family. We have our moments, like any mother-in-law and daughter-in-law.
Theresa does her things her own way, my mum does her things their own way. No one is better than the other. They're both trying for the good of you know, everybody. The trouble is I'm in the middle, and that sometimes is not very pleasant, but we're getting over that one.
I don't think you can get away with not speaking Greek, because it's not possible then to integrate with family and your community, because when you're at a family dinner or with friends, if you don't understand or speak, you're like a lemon, really. But I can speak, badly, but enough for people to understand me.
Theresa and Sebastian now run the family taverna together, and Theresa is fully settled into the Greek lifestyle, although there are some home comforts she still misses.
I really miss Indian food. I think your choices here are quite limited culturally. It's Greek or Greek or Greek, basically.
But for Theresa, there's only one Greek for her.
There's really only one reason why I gave up everything to come here. It wasn't the sun, it wasn't the sea, it wasn't any of that, it was Sebastian. And I really love him, so that's it.
But Sebastian isn't the only Greek man to get a British lady on his love boat. Leah came to Corfu and fell for a Greek man 17 years her senior. He had a boat, but it wasn't all plain sailing.
It was 1979 when I came out on holiday with my girlfriend, best buddy. She'd booked a holiday to Corfu. I had nothing to do with it. And the first week was a boat trip. And the captain of the boat came up. He seemed incredibly tall and big and overpowering as a personality. And he sort of plunked himself down and started chatting me up. I was a bit, ooh.
I met her right in my boat. She came with a group. And then I think I asked her for a date.
He wasn't the sort of guy I normally fancied, but I thought, well, why not go for it? We got back to the hotel and I told my friend, she said, you're mad. She said, why do you want to go out? You know, a bit risky. No, she said, I wouldn't do that. And I was speaking to other girls. I said, oh, you mustn't go out with him, but you know, he's married. I was horrified. Oh, God, married? No, I'm not going anywhere on my own with a married man. I'm in Greece, so I don't want to do that. So I stood him up.
And that was that, until Leah won another boat trip, and guess whose boat it was? No, seriously, go on, have a guess.
I was horrified, oh dear. We got on the boat.
Leah, do you need help?
Thank you. He was really off with me. He was obviously really fed up. We exchanged a few words. I sort of sidled over to him and spoke to him. He said, why didn't you turn up then? I said, well, I heard you were married. He said, if I was married, I would be my wife. That's not true, he said. It's just people spreading nasty rumours.
Right, that's it, until Leah found herself on another boat trip. Yeah, and guess what? Yep, same boat, same Nick, third time lucky.
This time he was a bit chattier. He hesitatingly asked me out again and I agreed. I think it took quite a lot of courage for him to ask me out again.
So after a rough start, Leah and her older man's first date was on solid ground, if a little unusual.
It was quite overwhelming in a way because his parents were there, real village people. Couldn't speak to them at all, and his mother was very hospitable and she was pointing at the food, very welcoming. I was quite charmed by it. I thought it was lovely and felt very safe as well because I was with his parents. So I breathed a sigh of relief after all that. I realised he wouldn't have taken me to dinner with his mum and dad if he was married. The longer I spent with Nick, the more I fancied him, really.
I fancy you too.
You fancy him from the beginning?
Yes, from the very beginning. Otherwise, it was 45 girls in the boat. Do you remember? So speaking to you, that means I fancy you. There were 45 single women in the boat, yeah, from 18 to 20.
This is why I signed up with Club 1830, all the single girls, isn't it? Yeah.
No, I was working for the Club 1830. I don't know regrets.
Nick may have picked Leah out of 45 women, but in typical British fashion, she was more reserved.
It was obviously more than a holiday romance. I wanted to be with him, but I wasn't going to rush into anything. I wasn't going to just give my life up and move out or anything. It's a big move.
Over 1 million tourists visit Corfu every year, and many find love for a fortnight. Leah and Nick's romance, however, has lasted 26 years and counting.
I think definitely it started like a holiday romance. But of course, when the days passing by, you discover that it was something more attractive, something more magnetizing.
I remember after I met Nick, even after the first holiday, I came home and I thought, I really feel now what it is to be loved properly. I remember thinking that. I felt appreciated and loved. And that's why we're still together, I think.
Leah lived between Greece and the UK for 3 years until the couple were married in 1982. But marrying your holiday romance isn't the only unlikely thing about this couple.
Well, we do have a 17 years age gap, Nick and I, but when you fall in love with someone, you fall in love for them.
The age gap didn't make any difference to me because I'm a person that I could be a friend with a 2-year-old boy or girl and a 102-year-old person.
It's not really an issue. He tends sometimes to treat me like his little princess, when I feel like I'm a little girl still, but that's quite nice in a way.
But despite the age gap, the couple are still young at heart.
Wherever we go, we're holding hands. We go for shopping, if we go for movies, if we go for dancing, if we go here and there, and we're still doing it. And I remember somebody who says in the village, says, God bless you, I envy you, we're holding hands after 20 so many years, like kids, like teenagers.
And looking back, Leah still sees the unlikeliness in her relationship.
If you'd have said to me that I would end up and live in Corfu, I would just say, no way. I can remember sitting on the beach when we first came out here, saying to her, isn't this lovely, this island, it's beautiful. It's a great place to come for a honeymoon. Little did I know that I'd just be having a permanent honeymoon here. It's amazing.
Jackie is a 43-year-old Scouser. Her unlikely lover is Chase, a 40-year-old native New Yorker.
All the way, pull, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way, and cut!
The two first met back in November 2000, when Jackie spotted Chase's profile on an internet dating site.
She sent me a picture of her drunk and out on the town with 2 of her mates. So what happened is that it was her between 2 other women. So actually, I really didn't know which one was her. But then I said, either one, I don't care. That's good. That's worth calling back.
At the time, Chase was living in his native New York, while Jackie was home in Liverpool.
We emailed backwards and forwards for a while, and eventually we decided we'd like to talk on the phone. He found my accent particularly hard to understand, with being from Liverpool, being a Scouser, talking very fast.
She had this lilt to her voice, and that was automatic difference. And oh my God, it sounded so sexy. You know what I mean?
Less than 2 months later, Jackie decided to fly to the Big Apple and meet Chase face to face.
When I got off the plane, I was incredibly nervous. I was really concerned about had I done the right thing. I hadn't booked a hotel. I just kind of felt so good about this potential relationship that I was just going to stay at Chase's apartment. And I started to suddenly kind of have a bit of panic about that, really.
I could see that her fingers were trembling. I took her by the hand, looked her in the eyes, and I kissed her. And you know, I was just as nervous as she was. I know that my heart was beating just as nervously and everything, and it was all good from there. And I just think that we knew that we were honestly getting together, and it wasn't like, hey, you know?
You did try to do a bit of the hey though on me, didn't you?
Well, you know, I put on my Barry White voice. Had my hat slouched to the side, you know what I mean? I'm going, yeah, baby, what's up?
But the hey-hays certainly worked. The only trouble was Jackie was in town for just 1 week, and Chase was thrown into a panic.
I was typing this letter to my friends. What do you think I should do, man? She's leaving. I don't know. I'm like, she's going to be gone, and I'm never going to see her again, and of course I'm going to go visit, but I didn't, you know, maybe I should just propose right now.
Liverpool lass Jackie flew 4,000 miles to spend 1 week with Chase, a native New Yorker who she'd met on the net just 2 months before. Not one to be outdone, on Jackie's last night, Chase decided to propose by writing an email to his mates.
He started to read out this email that he'd sent to all his family, to all his friends, And the very end section of the email was about him making a decision to propose to me. And, you know, he kind of got to that end bit and then said, "Jackie Johnston, will you marry me?" And I just immediately said yes. We'd crammed so much in during that time that what we'd done was really kind of got to know each other on such a deep level in such a short time. Most couples, I guess, wouldn't do that.
And most couples, I guess, wouldn't get married 4.5 months later. But that's exactly what Jackie and Chase did.
If I look at it objectively now, I kind of look back and go, oh my God, what did I do? But with Chase, there was just something incredibly magical. He really lit a spark in me that I hadn't had for such a long, long time. You know, I took a leap of faith just kind of going out to meet him, and he took an even more massive leap of faith in kind of coming to live here in this country.
Chase swapped the Brooklyn Bridge for the Mersey Tunnel and moved lock, stock and barrel to Liverpool.
I know my way around better than Jackie does, actually. Every so often she's like, I can't believe I don't even know that. See, that's also another thing too, what I love about Liverpool is that it's such a small town that I'm constantly going, hey, I know him, I know her. And Jackie goes, oh, okay.
Jackie and Chase are about to celebrate their 4th wedding anniversary, and they still live in Liverpool along with their 2-year-old son, Jackson.
Jackson was born in September 2003, and he's an absolute miracle child because all the doctors that we saw said that it was impossible for Chase and I to conceive unless we had fertility treatment. And even if we had fertility treatment, the diagnosis that they'd given me, they'd said, meant that I probably couldn't even carry a child to full term.
Oh, nice one.
2 an unlikely pair of misfits. Many more years to come.
To the first 4 years, to the last 4 years, to the many years in between.
Oh.
Ah, see?
Thank you. Cheers, love.
In the sleepy village of Umberley in Devon, 63-year-old jeweller Gavin Poulton is preparing for his 20th trip to Thailand.
3 pairs of trousers, and I'm sure that'll be one too many.
He's going to buy jewellery to sell in Britain and to visit his Thai business partner. Catherine, who's been married to Gavin for 40 years, will be staying at home in England.
I suppose in a way I'm envious of him going away, whilst at the same time I don't mind. I'm quite looking forward to being on my own for a month.
Gavin and Catherine had a conventional marriage until Gavin was in his early 40s, at which point he realised he was bisexual. Today, he and Catherine are still married, but have what's best described as an open relationship.
This is my partner, who I hope is running part of my business in Thailand. Here's a more sexy photograph of him. He wanted to pose in front of the camera. He wanted to look as sexy as possible.
As well as being his business partner, 28-year-old Lex is also Gavin's lover. While Gavin is with Lex in Thailand, Catherine will be making the most of Gavin's absence.
I suppose one could say that I've taken advantage of it and had my men friends and enjoyed myself that way. So being without Gavin is fine by me, and if I want to be alone, I will. But it's nice to know that there is a gentleman friend somewhere whose company I can call on, who might call in and have coffee.
Right. Bye-bye. See you in a month's time.
Take care.
After a gruelling flight, Gavin's plane has touched down in Bangkok, but Lex hasn't come to meet him.
It's useful having him around, and I like him in bed with me, but I don't mind whether he comes or whether he doesn't come. It wasn't exactly my first experience with a gay sexual contact. I met a really beautiful young lady in the Bois de Boulogne in Paris. I thought she was a prostitute, so we went a few hundred yards off the road. And I was fondling her breasts and feeling her bottom and kissing and cuddling. By the time I got down to feeling her legs and putting my hand between them, I found she got a cock as well. And it really was the most exciting few seconds of my life. I wasn't shocked after he'd knelt down and filleted me. We went back to the road and I offered him money, but he refused to take it. So he was there just for the excitement in the same way that I had been there just for the excitement. There's a large proportion of people who will say they're shocked by my attitude, but would secretly like to behave in the same way. I'm absolutely convinced of it.
Gavin has rented a flat on the west bank of Bangkok's main river.
Yeah, over there. Yeah.
My attraction for Lex is more to do with business than it is to do with a physical relationship. Lex likes me because I'm more wealthy than he is. If somebody says they like me, I never know whether they like me for my money or for my face or for the size of the cough. I just take it all as superficial, just get as much enjoyment out of it as I can. This is the entrance to my apartment block.
Unbeknown to Gavin, he's about to be reunited with his Thai lover, who's been waiting for several hours.
Ah, I wondered if you would be waiting for me.
I want it a lot.
I ring and ring and ring. Where's your telephone?
No. I can close.
You close the telephone, yeah, that's why I didn't see you. And this young man is, I must introduce you, he's a cameraman for English television.
Oh, no.
So now you'll be on English television.
Okay,
I like your hair too. Hey, you look good.
Thank you.
There's another surprise waiting upstairs for Gavin. Lex hasn't come to Bangkok alone. At Gavin's apartment, which only has one bedroom, Lex has brought along half his family.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finish.
It is very difficult to understand that when I arrange to meet Lex, he turns up with his mother and two cousins. But one just has to accept that because that is the way Thai people behave. He's looking well, yes, there's no problems with him at all. In fact, you're looking better because he's cut his hair now and not quite so long as it was. Am I the same as last time I was in Bangkok?
Yes.
You said I am more fat?
Yes, now you're fat, you're very young, it's number 1. Much tomorrow.
Bex likes me to be smooth-faced. Catherine, she likes me to have whiskers, so I grow it again in England. Lex becomes very excited if I play with his nipples. This evening I shall be sleeping. This evening there's no plans for catching up. We'll be catching up over the next week or month.
Gavin and Lex have spent a couple of days catching up and are now heading off to a jewellery wholesaler's.
When I met Lex, it's fair to say that he was making ends meet, but he wasn't particularly solvent. I felt that he was a good salesman. He could sell, I could see that. So I allowed him to buy jewellery on my business account in Bangkok to try the market in Thailand. That started about 2 years ago. The business in Thailand is a partnership. It's almost exclusively run by him. It's just that I financed it. He's experienced some success with it, but I don't know exactly how successful it is, and that's one of the reasons I'm following him around into various places to see how he does the business.
Tucked away down a tiny alleyway, Gavin and Lex eventually find the shop they're looking for.
Look at it. I mean, just look at the amount of stock they've got here, and to look in every box would take me 2 days.
Gavin is losing patience.
I think I'm not buying anything at all. I am not going to spend all day looking through here and then we go to another shop and I do the same thing, because the money for me is so small.
I know.
Yeah, so it's better that we do not do it anymore. I get on very well with Lex, but one of the problems is that if I go in and buy $1,000 worth of silver and he is with me, he undoubtedly will see things that he could also sell, and he always wants to stick it onto my bill. So I walked out of the shop because it means that he's still in there and he's going to have to pay for that jewellery that he buys himself.
Gavin decides to call his wife.
Is that Catherine? Oh, sorry, you sounded very young, I must say. You've just come out of one shot and I feel sort of a bit hot and sticky and fed up.
Sometimes you can ring for Catherine. I don't want to see, I don't want to know, I don't want to hear. Sometimes I got it, sometimes okay.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad you're okay. Bye. But I think you're angry with me because you,
No, I'm not angry with you.
Gavin and Lex have left Bangkok and are en route to Lex's parents. They've driven 650 kilometres south of Bangkok, though once again, Gavin and Lex have little privacy.
Lex would like to go to sleep at 3 o'clock every morning, and I don't want to. So the relationship between Lex and I is like any other marriage. There is frictions and strains there. By and large, we seem to get on all right together.
The next morning, Gavin and Lex rise early and go to bathe in a hot volcanic pool. In this tranquil setting, Gavin is thinking about the effect Thailand has on his health.
I'm open to a lot more diseases out here than the Thais are. But unless I actually pick up a bug and become infected in my stomach, I find that the diet I have here makes my, if you're filming this, I'll put it nicely, my stools more solid than they are in England. 20 years ago, if I'd have seen Lex in his swimming trunks, I would have had an erection. There's no doubt about it. He's physically attractive. But then so are horses and dogs. I mean, I'm not just attracted to physically attractive boys. Well, I'm 63 now, and I really don't feel that sex is terribly important anymore.
Oh, go on, more.
I just want the company of somebody who I find attractive. When I was 40, if I look you in your swimming costume,
yes,
then Gavin cock come up. Okay, but now Gavin older.
Yes.
And okay, I look you same person, very beautiful, but cock not come up. Okay.
Okay.
I really don't understand the meaning of the word love. I have had extremely passionate feelings, which I would suppose must be love for 3 people. A young ladyboy called Moo in Thailand, an English antique dealer cum jeweller, and my wife's sister originally.
Moo was Gavin's first Thai lover. After meeting him in Bangkok, Gavin fell in love and visited him a number of times over the next 2 years. The relationship began to fall apart in July 1990, when Moo arrived in the UK with serious health worries.
As there was the AIDS scare at that time, this is maybe 6 or 7 years ago, he and I were both tested for HIV. It turned out that Moo was positive. I was negative, and because I value my marriage to Catherine more than I value my relationships with other people, I terminated the relationship with Moo.
Because of the risk that Gavin could still develop HIV in the months after his test, he stopped sleeping with his wife.
We never really developed a sexual relationship again. She's been seeing this man now for about 4 or 5 years, I think. They seem to be content with each other, and she is also content with me.
Finally, the couple arrive at Lex's parents' house. Lex's family are wealthy by Thai standards, owning local orchards and rubber plantations, and they feel genuinely honoured to have Gavin stay with them.
When I'm here, I usually sleep with Lex in a semi-private part of the house, but we very rarely ever have any sexual congress in the house, mainly because there is no privacy in Thai houses. You never know when children are going to walk in. My relationship with everybody in the house is good, particularly with Lex's father, who makes an effort to be friendly towards me. The family know that Lex is gay. They know that Lex did some ladyboy shows when he was very young. I am pleased that they accept me as a friend of Lex. And my relationship with Lex, it's a relationship for me for pleasure. I'd like to see him develop his business more, but I don't want to feel committed to him. I don't want to feel that he's committed to me either. You viewers can make your own mind up about how maybe you think Catherine should behave towards me, or I should behave towards her, but we have found our own way of living, and we're still married, you know, after 40 years. There's a lot of you out there who aren't.
Sadly, a month after Gavin returned to Britain, he received the tragic news that Lex had been murdered during a robbery in his home village.
"38-year-old Greg is 14 inches taller and 12 years younger than his unlikely lover Asha. And believe it or not, when Asha first met Greg, it was his sexuality that she had reservations about.
I thought he was gay. I thought all bodybuilders, because he was like really working out in the gym and he was saying he was going to enter a competition, this, that and the other, and I thought, oh yeah, all bodybuilders are gay, aren't they? He was quite sort of pleasant. He used to bring me a bunch of freesias. Which sounds really crazy, because when you see Greg and the size of him and you're walking down the road with a bunch of freesias, he looked really funny.
You can see why people cry.
But while 5-foot Asha was charmed by her gentle giant, 6'2", 20-stone Greg doesn't always get such a warm reception.
A lot of people used to cross the roads rather than walk past me. However, looking back now, I suppose it must have been a big thing, more so for Ash, because we were so totally opposite. There's me 6'2", Ash is 5 foot, I take a size 12 shoe, she takes a size 2. You know, just totally opposites. I never really felt people were looking.
I was quite conscious of people looking at us everywhere we went. I remember we went to Brighton, just walking along the pier and everything, and people just kept looking, and sort of, I felt really uncomfortable. I felt I couldn't walk next to him because he was just so huge at that time, and I used to think, well, why do people keep looking at us? Well, you know, do we look strange? But we must have looked really strange because I'm quite little and he's quite large, little and large. That's quite funny.
But size and age aside, the unlikely lovers have found some people focus on another difference.
If you're watching in black and white, my wife's skin is brown, mine's white. Yeah.
I'm Hindu. I'm not practicing, but I was brought up to be in the Hindu religion. And Greg not being Hindu, it was easier for us to just go to a registry office, get married and just have maybe a reception for us, just family and friends. I hadn't met any of his family, so I had to go up north to meet his mother and his sister, and that was a bit daunting because I suppose they didn't know what to expect from me and I didn't know what to expect from them. And when we went there back in the summer, the mother told me they were expecting this little Indian girl with a sari and a red dot on her head, and I thought, hello, get real.
So size, age and religious differences aside, there is one last unlikely feature about these lovers. Asha works nights at a casino and Greg works days as a tattooist. So as the couple spend the weekdays hardly seeing each other, the question comes up, do they actually have anything in common?
When two people come together, and I often find myself saying this to Ash, Ash says to me, you know, what do we have in common? I said, the less the better, really. Because if we've got too many things in common, we're both going to end up being a pair of anoraks. You know what I mean? Walking out in the same colour shoes and raincoats and, you know, who wants that?